What is going on, Duckers? And thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Decoy Voice live stream, or also the Decaf Decoy show. I think it's even being hosted as a podcast over there. So we'll see how that all works out. Tino Garcia says, "I bet he ain't even Asian." I mean, what is it? The streamer awards are coming up. I really want people to nominate me for best VTuber of the year. I feel like that'd be the funniest thing. Obviously, not gonna win, but just if all of a sudden it came out that I was a VTuber, like I'm actually some guy in Nigeria puppeting a Asian guy avatar as a what do they call me, an alt-right conservative podcaster now? It's ridiculous. He's not Asian, he's far right. I mean, that's the craziest things. I feel like I'm not even far right. I'm not even that like Republican. I would say I'm conservative now because all the things that the Democrats are doing, but I mean it's crazy how far it's going right now. What's up, Neobach Truck? Okay, hold on. Let me figure out if I can make you a mod over at Decaf Decoy, because honestly, before we get going, I want to make sure I have mods over there. I remember you said you wanted to. How do I go? Oh, hopefully it doesn't echo. All right, so it's probably echoing. Where'd Neobach Truck go? Wait, is he even over on the other one? Hopefully it doesn't mess me up to have both of these running at the same time. It's kind of like a one-man operation. I just barely figured out how to get slow mode going. Oh, Neobach, you are modded there. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, I got VOTP over there. Yeah, we got like 100 people watching over at Decaf Decoy. So thanks for watching over there. I think later on in the week we might be doing some secondary live stream, maybe some gaming, or maybe just some more regular conversations. So if you want more live streams, we'll go ahead and subscribe over there. But honestly, for the most part, I think we're gonna do more Monday shows, maybe during the day, maybe during the evening. We'll figure out what the best time what the best time for you guys is. Let's see, hold on, let's see, poll, what's the best time for a Monday live stream? What is this right now? Morning, like now? I mean, I'm in Pacific time. Afternoon, or evening. And I guess I need to switch back to my other account then to make sure I can make this post. So here we are on this. Start the poll. 9 a.m. depending on where you are. We're like I guess if I'm polling the people in the morning to see if this is a good time for a live stream, I've already poisoned the waters. Oh, thank you so much, Matias Ray, again for another super chat from Argentina saying, "We are celebrating in Argentina. Malay has defeated socialism. Congratulations. And we are making Argentina great again. Cheers, my man. Keep it up." Thank you so much. I don't know what the ARS 1000 is, but I think it's $100 US because it's coming up red. I think 50 is when it's purple, and then red is 100. So that's what I'm thinking. So thank you so much. And also congratulations to Maybe Sunshine. You are the moderator, but also you're the first person to be a channel member for over 3 years now, because you have the Rising Duck Phoenix. I guess it's an eagle now, but yeah, that's the really cool emoji we made. Actually, AI made it for us, but congratulations, Baby Sunshine. Thank you for supporting the channel for as long as you have, and also being a moderator here. So you've been really helpful. But yeah, thank you for that. And also, 19 kilometers says, "I will buy a shock collar if you don't stop getting late for your streams." Good God, I hope not. But also, thank you for the super chat. We'll cover everything below $20 at the end of the show. And thank you for saying congratulations on the 1,000,000 subscribers. Oh, what's up, Sonora and Paradise Farm? I'm glad to see you're still hanging out here in the live streams. So yeah, you just saw how you got upgraded right there. That's pretty cool. Yeah, 1,000 AR is less than $1. It can't be less than $1 because why is it popping up as red? I don't know. It's $70 US, but I think last time on the when I looked at my monetization at the end of the show, I had gained, like, I had several $100 super chats on my end, so we'll see. I know, we'll cover everything at the end of the show, I promise, over there. The Asmongold bump is real. I think that I had the same thing that this guy named okay, I gotta check decaf before I log off. I didn't know I had super chats available over there, but I will definitely do that. Thank you. I will check on that afterwards. What is it? There was this guy named Tuv. He was this dude that did scary internet like memes, not memes, stories or whatever, and he talked about how he had like probably 400,000 subscribers, and then Penguins, Moist Critical, Charlie had like guested him or he featured him on his show, like he reacted to him, and then he actually was on Moist Critical or Penguin Zero show, and then everybody attributed Tuv's success to Charlie Moist Critical, but it was like, nah, it's like for Moist Critical to even notice that guy Tuv. Yeah, the iceberg videos, exactly. Is Tuv not around anymore? I don't know. But they said for Tuv even to get noticed by Penguins, he already had to be big. So I'm not saying that like Asmongold didn't help out the channel greatly because he helped me get a huge new different audience, but I had already probably like 500,000 subscribers before he had found me. So yeah, it's like Tuv already had made it before that, but obviously he helped out. Yeah. J-Max says, love the channel, dislike the Amiru Twitch talk. I mean, I kind of feel like I don't want to get too much into politics only. I obviously don't want to do only online drama because honestly, I just don't want to cover that stuff. But as far as covering like the Amiru stuff, I think I've done 3 videos, probably 4 videos on her, including the Santa Monica one now. It's not that I want to do a lot of online drama, but honestly, I don't want to get stuck in the politics niche either. So I kind of want to diversify as much as possible. Like I may go back into the sports stuff because I like watch a lot of sports and I'm a big Celtics fan as well. But about the gambling thing, so I do want to be a bit more diverse if I can. A little bit of everything, exactly. Papa GG House says put Dodgers in 6. I honestly think Dodgers in probably 5. I can't see them losing any of the games at home. I think the Dodgers smacking, or the Blue Jays smacking the Dodgers in like inning 6 or whatever for 9 runs. That didn't break the Dodgers' spirit. I think the Dodgers smacking the Blue Jays at home will break their spirit. I said, did you hear gambling? I mean, that's the thing. Is a while ago I did that ad read for, I forgot which, it wasn't even an online gambling site. It was like a fantasy sports website where you could put money on it. So it's like skill-based things. So you could do it over here in California as well. But people's like, oh my God, Decoy's endorsing gambling. It's like, yeah, because I gamble it myself, man. Like I feel like I also don't want to be put in the box of being like a conservative commentator or something online, because then you have this weird parity test they want you to pass. Oh, do you have to be super, super religious and also never get into gambling and, you know, have no interest in women or whatever. Like this whole thing of when you go into the conservative world, they want you to be this very like holier than thou person. But it's like, no, I gamble, I drink, I do a lot of things. So it's like, yeah, I'm not going to be this very, an Asian that gambles? Never. It's like, yeah, I think that I don't street race, but I gamble. So yes, gambling ads are everywhere. It's bad. It's bad just like there'd be alcohol ads everywhere. Like I like to drink whiskey. I'm really into a certain bourbon right now, and it's terrible for me. I know it's bad for me, but honestly, if you can do anything in moderation, like I will go to Vegas saying, okay, I'll put aside $100 or $500, knowing that money's gone. If I win, amazing. But I'm not on like that Dana White level where he can lose something like $1.5 million in a night and be like, oh, he's sweating it, you know? Yeah, definitely not all conservatives, because obviously, like, the new wave of conservatives is anybody with reason. Anybody that isn't just falling for the Democrat brainwashing is now conservative. Bet the house on it? Yeah. Let's get it twisted. How was Escape from Duckov? It was really fun. It didn't seem like too many people were interested in watching it, but I mean, I might play it again. Decoy harvesting dinner? What's going on? I don't play poker because I'm not good at it. Honestly, I'll play craps. Craps is easy because like the odds are probably in your favor. You're still gonna lose your money. It's just you're gonna lose your money slowly. So I just kind of feel like I can play that for a long time. Sounds like you never met a conservative bro, but yeah, I guess it's more like the reactionary internet stuff where they all want to like a hyperpolarization. Blackjack and slots. I mean, blackjack and slots and roulette, you just lose your money so fast. It can be fun, but it's like, I'm not going there to drop $1,000 or like $1,000, $2,000. I'm not balling out like that yet, guys. Getting down with Arc Raiders this weekend. I don't know what Arc Raiders is, but I think I do on the first, whatever day they have the new Fortnite game coming out with. It's a Simpsons map. I do want to play that. I really want to play that. 80% of gamblers quit before they win big. No. Don't think that way, guys. Decaf is live. Decoy's curated. Yeah, I mean, Decoy is just this short, concise, light-hearted commentary. I likely will move the live streams to Decaf Decoy entirely, so you won't even see live streams on this channel. Like when you're here, this is the 1 million subscriber channel, but I feel like it might be more chill just to go over at Decaf Decoy and maybe have like less viewers watching, but it's more like conversational and stuff. Baccarat, I don't understand how Baccarat's played. I know that who's that guy, Mickey Mace, that talks about gambling a lot and how Baccarat has the best odds or something, but I honestly don't really trust any of the gambling people. Like I'll subscribe to them on Instagram and I'll watch them play, but I also wonder like there's this older white guy. He plays all the card games. He plays Baccarat. He's a very, very famous somebody knows. He's a very famous gambler on there, and it came out that he gets money from the casinos themselves to gamble. So he's not betting his own money, he's betting their money. Vegas Matt, I think it's Vegas Matt. I might be incorrect, but I think it's Vegas Matt, yeah. Where he's still gambling, still the same odds as me and you, but it's like he's using the house money. So I think that's who it is, yeah. Yeah, house money, but it's obviously you see him gambling, you see him winning big, and it encourages me to go out there and gamble. I want to win big too. So yeah, what to do with the tattoos on his face? That's Mickey Mace. No, it's not Paddock, but the guy Mickey Mace. I honestly don't know if I trust what he's saying. I don't know. I don't know enough about gambling to say definitively, but I wouldn't say he talks about Baccarat having the best odds. But I also know he's like a social media influencer, so that's what I think. Recommend streaming in the evening because Australia, yeah. Morning streaming's at 2 a.m. over there. Yeah, people are going to miss out. I mean, I guess I'll just look at the numbers. Like, if I have 1,000 people right now, would I have more if I do in the evening? Because I remember I used to wait until Tim Pool was done. Because what is it? Over on Kick. On Kick, I have... Over on Kick. Oh my, it's echoing. Asmongold's live. Yeah, so I'm not going to get Asmongold's people. I kind of feel like, what is it? Tectone, when he was live streaming, he used to dodge Asmongold. They called him the Asmongold waiting room, which was probably smart on his part. My live chat over on Kick is it's a bit different. Yeah. You dodge Asmongold, you dodge everybody else. It's probably smart. Yeah, a lot of people like Asmongold. I like Asmongold. I like the idea that on a recent video about the Amiru stuff, when I said, hey, those Twitch security guards are garbage, like they did nothing to help protect her, and then apparently it wasn't Twitch's guards, it was her own security guards, and Asmongold's like, yeah, he didn't go hard on me. It was like, yeah, he's objectively wrong, but how would he know that? So it's like, I feel like a lot of people online will like trash me pretty hard. Zach Rory's Asmongold waiting room, this is true. I don't get why. Okay, wait. I understand why people talk about Tectone being bald because he's very obviously bald. Why do people call Asmongold bald? I need to open up my Kick chat too. Actually, I'll open up my my Restream chat. Why do people call Tectone bald? I'm not Tectone bald. Asmongold bald. They call him Baldy. I know he's a Roach King because he's bald. He had the roaches on him. Because he's going bald? Is he going bald? He's balding probably? Oh. Nobody's safe. Okay, he's going bald. He has thin hair. What's up, Ricky Glazer? Have I seen his hairline? I mean, I have a receding hairline. I feel like whatever brand deal wants to endorse me for minoxidil or whatever, they have a gold mine. Because my hairline's doing better. But I mean, it's still receding. It's still not good. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's bad, guys. But yeah, if they're calling Asmongold bald, I'm gonna be joining him soon. At least they have beards. They have good beards. Like Tectone looks cool, like Viking beard, shave the head. You look better that way. Me, I don't know. I don't know. My facial hair has always been bad. I wish I had movie star looks. I wish what do they call the jawline? I had a facial what do you call that thing? Where they analyze your facial features and say, oh, this is what you might stand to gain from. Not too good, guys. Asian dudes out of luck with beards, but I mean, my beard is very red. It's like crimson red. If you saw me outdoors, you'd know this was red. You were able to get beards when you were a kid because you had a beard. I mean, at 15, if you have a beard, I think it's until I started growing my beard out and I had the man bun, I would get carded into my 30s. It was crazy. Toonpoo also bald, but that's his brand though. The beanie is his brand. I can always draw the beard in crayons. Has anybody here been watching the Boston Celtics? And Jaylen Brown apparently has been doing the spray and beard, and his hairline has been like rubbing off on other players' jerseys and on their compression gear. I mean, I'm a fan of Jaylen Brown, but sometimes you just gotta know when to fold them, man. If I shave, I get caught up with soda. I remember I went to Bevmo with my Nigerian friend. He was in his 20s. I was in my 30s. He was buying alcohol. They quoted me as just the spectator. Oh, I seen Sammy Sosa. Yeah, the spray on beard. It started with, what was it? Carlos Boozer would just Sharpie in his hairline. It was sad. Spray on shoes for hair. That's where we are right now. I feel like when I had the beard and I have like a bald spot here, the barber was like, "Hey, do you want us to use these fibers? We can put these fibers and it'll look like you filled in your beard." I'm like, I'm not trying to go somewhere and have my beard rub off on something. I'll just accept the patchiness, guys. I've seen people with fake beards, man. It is. Yeah, oh, okay. We're talking about sharpening his hairline. We got to look it up now. We don't want to be mean to people, but I mean, guys, this was a thing. This was a thing for a while. Yeah, he legit sharpied in his hairline, guys. Like it was. If I go bald, I guess I just have to shave it. I'll just do it with dignity if I can. But yeah, it's a thing, guys. It's a thing. Fake beards a cope. Embrace it. I mean, that's why I'm down to this. It is what it is. That was shoe polish. Yeah, that's what it seemed like. DJ Khaled used minoxidil on his beard. Shinier than the court? Yeah, it was. Steve Harvey as well. I think it was who's that singer? Who's that singer? Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is the first one I think was using like the Topic's beard. Not the Topic's beard, the hairline where it brings his hairline down. It's like, yeah, it's not real. Yeah, you're going out your hair one last time before you get thin. I mean, we'll all lose our hair at some point in time. Might as well experiment with it. Someone getting their hairline tattooed. There's a basketball player I like. He just he's like this shorter basketball player over in Florida. Posts some pretty cool, good content on Instagram. And the entire time I thought he just shaved his head. It's like, oh, he has a good head of hair. But no, he went bald, but he got tattooed of little dots on his head. So it looks like he shaved his head, but it's always just looks like stubble. And it's like, okay, cool. You can do that and nobody will notice. I have a Kick It's decoy voice over on Kick. Go to Turkey? I mean, maybe I'd do that. Just do the hair plug thing. What a stupid tattoo. I mean, it's a stupid tattoo. All that stuff like plastic surgery, hair transplants, it always looks bad. Like Trump's transplant looks bad because you can tell it's a transplant. Who's that model that gives like fashion advice? Brett Maverick, I think his name is, on YouTube. He had a turkey hair plant. It looks amazing, and you can't even notice it. I think even what's his name? Who's the guy? He's the Lincoln lawyer. He was on True Detective. Somebody should know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Okay. Matthew McConaughey. Yes, Matthew McConaughey. He had a hair transplant, I think, and doesn't look bad. Not Woody Harrelson. I think he's embracing his hair. McConaughey, yeah. Wait, is my chat on slow mode? It's on low latency. I want it on ultra low latency. That's garbage, but whatever. It's fine. Not a transplant, but a brutal comb over. I think it's a transplant from like when he was younger. So technology's gotten a lot better. I thought he had a transplant, like Biden had a transplant. Yeah, Elon had a hair transplant, but honestly, it's the newer one. So yeah, Elon's transplant looks okay. Okay, why are we talking about hair? Why are we talking about hair? Jesus Christ! All right, let's go ahead and get into this first video right now, because over in Los Angeles, after we had all those riots, it never got cleaned up. They just brought in the National Guard to fix stuff. And then now you have, because the Dodgers won a World Series game, not even the World Series, just a game, they decided to riot again and harm the poor Waymos. Like someone's dressed up as the alien from, what is it, these things? From Toy Story. And they're gonna climb on a Waymo. Very dangerous, don't do any of this. This is an expensive Jaguar, and here they are tagging up a Waymo because their team won. Okay, and again, the Mexican flag. Oh yeah, because our team won. Like the lawlessness, utter lawlessness. And again, Newsom, Bass, they all say we don't need the National Guard. I think we even see police cars over there, right? Yeah, PD's already there, and they're surrendering parts of the city. This is like that guy over in Portland that was like, why are we using year-old video footage to show that we've only lost one block of the city, guys? Calm down. Someone's even saying, why y'all destroying the Waymo? Sharing this is third world country stuff. And it wasn't just this one video. Yeah, the EBT squad. Here's the EBT tribes. Here's the thing, as you say, it's a Jag, nothing of value lost. But the idea is, this is Waymo. And if you've been in Los Angeles, it's kind of crazy how you have this Elysium-style universe where on one block you have Waymos, the future. Actually, the same block. You have the future technology, fully autonomous vehicles driving you around in a taxi cab. It's not, I kind of got stuck in one. It was kind of scary, but the little future happening, and then you have homelessness all over the streets that they're going through. It's like, it's this dystopian nightmare. But you say, oh, nothing of value lost with the Jaguar, but it's like, we cannot move forward technologically. We can't bring society forward. We can't evolve into the next stage of civilization because of this nonsense. And it wasn't just this one video from Citizen App. You had this guy, ANG News over on Instagram. They were going for, I can't even turn it. I can mute it. Yeah. But look at this. This went on for long periods of time, and they're just celebrating. Like you cannot in a civilized society coexist with this. You can't. They act like cavemen. Exactly. There's negative intelligence here. And, oh yeah, you're just making fun of the brand. Yeah, obviously. Jaguar, after they had their rebrand of all the wokeness, where it's like it was a whole bunch of people dressed up in high fashion, I guess you would call it. But yeah, no. This skateboarding is a crime. Yeah, no, Jaguar, they went woke, they went broke. So what's happening while California literally gonna burn to the ground again because the Dodgers are going to win the World Series. Likely on, what is it, Wednesday, their last home game. So this is going to happen. So what is Governor Gavin Newsom doing to prepare his state for more rioting? This evolution isn't evolution, it's backwards. Yeah, it's de-evolution, I don't know what the word is, but yeah, what's Governor Gavin Newsom doing while this state is continuing this level of lawlessness?
It's like the White Stack 5 story. Like the White Stack.
Oh wait, this is not the clip. Wait. Oh man, I gotta find the clip because this is not the full version. Let me see. That's not the quote. Here it is.
It was, you know,
Governor Gavin Newsom, while the state continues to be in disarray, he's over on this All the Smoke podcast, which I'll say I enjoy the podcast because I like it when they talk to NBA players. Not a big fan of when they shill for liberal politicians, but I guess that's part of their brand now.
but also, you know, it was also about paying the bills, man. And it was just like hustling. And,
Hustling. He's talking about when he's a kid and he's home alone. It's hustling. It's hustling, guys.
And so I was out there kind of raising myself.
Oh, poor kid had to raise himself in, what is it, Marine County?
Turning on the TV, started, you know, just getting obsessed, you know, sitting there with the, you know, the Wonder Bread and 5 stacks of,
Man, it's
you know,
like the White
peanut
Stack
butter
Five
and-
story.
Come on.
I wouldn't be surprised if this was manipulatively edited.
Macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
That's how I grew up, bro.
Are you talking about me?
Yo,
Bro, you're just like me. He grew up in the hood, but Governor Gavin Newsom had to make his own mac and cheese. Good God. This is propaganda, guys. Propaganda.
That's it.
YG,
But
man, I do
every
it. I
day,
do it.
every day in the backyard, just bouncing the basketball, throwing the ball against the wall until the ball is just like fraying, man, and your arms
Entertaining
falling
yourself.
off. That's it, whole thing. So just and then, you know, then this student that was shitty student is in the back with his head down, all of a sudden started throwing the baseball a little faster than everyone else, and started, you know, make a few free throws because I was sitting there practicing 500 of them every damn night. And in high school, I look up in the stands, my dad's back up there.
okay.
Oh, his dad is he trying to paint his father as like an absentee father? Because we're gonna get into the situation that he had, how he's talking about how poor he is. But this is how he's trying to relate with the average voter. My father wasn't around until I became a sports star. I was a captain of the teams, but I was home alone, you know, watching television. I had to turn that's his struggle. I had to turn the television on myself, and I had to have Wonder Bread. Good God, these people are detached from reality. This is just like when Governor Tim Walz tried to relate to like average citizens. Oh, he was a combat vet, and then he's out there wearing his $1,000, what is it, the Hamilton watch, while he's fixing some pristine condition old vehicle, a classic car, and he's like in the engine, but his hands are pristine, like they're clean. He's wearing a Hamilton watch, fixing the engine, trying to relate to the average American. It's they just don't know what we're like. Okay, so Rouser said never made varsity, was a walk-on, quit. So he never made the team or played in a game. Now he's trying to feign like he's like the captain. Wow.
And it's like, man, and then he's bringing his friends and you're captain of the team and you're like, geez, you know, and it just saved me. And it got
Is he stolen valoring the captain of the varsity team? And he's like, oh yeah, this saved me. Like he's trying to talk about like hoop dreams. Oh my God, I was playing sports and it saved me from a life on the street.
you're like, geez, you know, and it just saved me and it got me into college.
It got him into college.
But
Oh, it
also,
got this
you know,
rich
it was
kid
also about
into
paying the
college.
bills, man.
It's nuts.
And it was just like hustling.
Oh, I was out there hustling. I was hustling, making my own Wonder Bread. Good God, this guy's attached from reality because, like Spencer Pratt, I should have worn my Spencer for a governor shirt, but it says Newsom looking for Wonder Bread coupons. Here he is with his Burberry scarf and his very, very well thought out outfit. Like, this is nuts that this guy's sitting here trying to relate to Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes. Where was it? Yeah, to Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes. I guess I can't get it. Whatever. You know what they look like? They're the former Laker player. He's trying to relate to them when this was his upbringing. Like, what is it? A photo of him from 91, him and his buddies. Like, this is not the guy that was, you know, throwing the ball against the wall because his father wasn't around. You know, making Wonder Bread because he was so poor. Turning on his own television. Nobody relates to you, man. Like, this is crazy how they talked about how he had his childhood home sold for $3.6 million. It's like this mansion over in, what is that? How do you put, Marine County? I always forget how to pronounce it. Yeah, the Main Street Posse. The horror of having to turn on your own television. This looks like a movie scene. Yeah, this is, they are the prototypical rich kids that would be bullying the average person. If you had a movie about Steven Jackson having issues with the rich kids in the school, this would be the cast. Marine? I don't know, whatever. I pronounced nothing correctly. But yeah, this is what they would look like, the people that Steven Jackson would have an issue with as a kid. But just the crazy thing where like the New York Post put out this article showing how, yes, this was his father. He was the attorney for the billionaire Getty family. Gavin Newsom's story about hustling to pay the bills raises eyebrows, given his ties to a billionaire heir. I'm sorry. They're trying to grift into all the things to be more relatable, but it just blows up in their face every single time. As they're talking about, he was the captain of the baseball team. I'm not trying to sit here and say that I would be the greatest athlete, but this is a guy that's trying to sit here and say, you know, all my hoop dreams, they saved me from the street. You know, me learning how to become a better athlete got my father back in my life, trying to frame it like that. And then here's him throwing out the first pitch of the Giants game. Obviously, I'm jealous. I wish I could throw out a first pitch at a game, but this is... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's such an athlete. Here's him in China, trying to hoop up some kids, sending back U.S.-China relations decades. But yes, I don't believe anything about Governor Gavin Newsom and less about the All the Smoke podcast. And we'll just play a small clip of this. This, I guess, is only 4 minutes long. But here's Kamala Harris going on the All the Smoke podcast. I wanted to find the clip, but I couldn't. Vice President Kamala Harris doesn't do press conferences, but she will do softball interviews on a basketball podcast.
One of my guilty pleasures, especially when I'm on the road, are my Doritos.
My Doritos.
What flavor?
He's like, oh yeah, you fucking...
Nacho. Old school, original.
OG.
Come on.
You can tell they're getting
She's
paid
not
for this
talking
shit.
about pressing issues like Dorito flavors. She's carambling her nonsense.
What is your economic plan moving forward for people who are living paycheck to paycheck and struggling for groceries and rent and homeowners?
Such a scripted line. Okay, we're going to give you this softball question. You know the answer to it. You rehearse the answer to it. But are you too intoxicated to give us the answer?
So, look, I grew up... So my sister and I were raised...
Which she almost went back into that
Middle class family. Oh, no, I'm going to say while she's wearing this Tiffany necklace. I probably pulled
line while wearing her
Yes.
middle class
$62,000. The necklace that's more than probably most of our vehicles. She's saying middle class family.
$60 Tiffany necklace.
Look, I grew up... So my sister and I were raised by our mother. We lived for a long time in an apartment on top of a childcare center.
Good God. I'm glad I didn't find the original.
Owned by a woman who lived 2 doors down from us, Mrs. Shelton, who was a small business owner. Small business and small business owners. I love our small businesses and focused on small businesses. And my vision overall is we need to build an opportunity economy in which we increase opportunity for all.
It's more buzzwords. It makes no sense. I just wanted to pull up how they selected here, how they edited it.
Yay, because I do actually watch their show, but something tells me at least Stack wasn't buying all of Carambola's answers.
My best friend from kindergarten is still one of my best friends.
That's crazy.
Right? Stacey Johnson.
That's dope.
As you see him rolling his eyes here, but it immediately jump cuts to him smiling and nodding.
Yeah,
which means
I think that whole thing with Gavin Newsom's probably selectively edited as well. Yeah, her Indian mother when they grew up in Canada in a very well-off suburb. But now she's black, and we covered that during the election season. But also, who was it? Quavo from the Migos. When she campaigned in Atlanta, she had that one rapper come on stage and twerk and shout "Body Yaddy" for like 50 times. And then Quavo came on stage and says, you know, she's a first African-American woman to run for president. Beyond regardation, guys. That's what it is. So, okay. But also, Gavin Newsom's out there trying to rebrand himself as, you know, struggling kid on the hood on the All the Propaganda podcast. But he has real issues right now. Like, California is literally ending the lives of motorists all across the country now because they're giving out commercial driver's license, and 4-ton killing machines to people that cannot read English. So what is he doing right now? Complaining about Trump doing renovations at the White House. Meanwhile, they're about to lose $160 million for the fiasco of putting all our lives at risk.
Gavin Newsom has thumbed his nose at us. He's refused to comply with the rules that have come from DOT, which is stop issuing these licenses, number one.
Yeah.
And number two, go back and review all the licenses that you have issued and make sure it's been done legally.
Because the problem right now that I'm having is I recently had to get the Real ID. And I know a lot of people don't get the Real ID because it's going to track you, whatever. But I needed to get my passport. You have all the same documents for your passport from a Real ID. And as someone that's not born in the U.S., the documentation that I needed, I was scrambling. I had no idea how to get that stuff. So when I got it, it's very, very difficult to get your Real ID. But then I realized that they're also giving Real IDs to illegals that have their name is no name given. So if you're not even giving your name, you probably don't need all those documents that I had to give over. So our entire Real ID system is compromised as long as Governor Gavin Newsom is issuing these to people that don't even have a name given. Ridiculous. We need to overhaul this entire situation. We need to pressure them to stop doing this, and withholding federal funding is probably the only thing that's going to speak to him, because that's the only thing he speaks in. That's the only language he speaks is cash.
Gavin Newsom has said no. So, one, I'm about to pull $160 million from California. Good. And as we pull more money, we also have the option of pulling California's ability to issue commercial driver's licenses.
Perfect.
Gavin Newsom cares more about illegals getting commercial driver's licenses than he does the citizens of his own state and the safety of Americans. Yes. It's shameful. He's been lying about what he's been doing. And again, we're gonna fight tooth and nail under President Trump's administration to make sure that we hold states like California accountable. Gavin Newsom has thumbed his nose at us.
Yeah. Are you never getting a Real ID or stick to a passport? I mean, I had to get both of them at the same time. Timu Patrick Babin. Exactly. That's what it is. It's all about the money to him. Yeah, exactly. So what's crazy is while he's talking about the White House renovation that are privately funded, the U.S. Capitol building in Sacramento is also being renovated, but now they say, oh, it was supposed to be $500 million, but now it's apparently $1.6 billion.
Their new office building under construction still.
KCRA 3 political director Ashley Zavala has been digging into this story for years now, and she joins us with the latest information.
Golston, this project is clearly progressing in front of everyone's eyes to see in downtown Sacramento. But state lawmakers are not prioritizing the need to keep people informed about it. It has been at least 3 years since they provided the last cost.
Yeah, 3 years. That's how they do. They say, we're gonna fix the 10 freeway. We're gonna sell a bond. We're all gonna buy it. The taxpayers are gonna be hurt by it because they're probably just going to have to print out cash to buy it back. The whole project, all that cash they got, goes to things like homelessness or whatever other progressive programs they have. Then they don't have the money to fix a freeway, so then they say, okay, you know what? We're gonna put it on the ballot. A 1% tax bump on something, so now we can pay for that freeway that Californians already paid for, or the light rail that we're supposed to get, or the Capitol building renovations. It's all just like a bait and switch scheme. Is it called a no, not a Ponzi scheme? What? Actually, yeah, it is like a Ponzi scheme. It's all a scam, and they keep on pushing it back because they're broke.
Estimate of about $1.1 billion. And even then, that figure makes it one of the most expensive buildings in the United States. Yeah. Here's a look at what the construction looks like so far. The structure looks like it's pretty much set. Glass panels are going up on the facade.
For $500 million, it shouldn't be pretty much set. It should be set.
All year this year, I've been asking the group of Democratic lawmakers overseeing this project for updates. That group, the Joint Rules Committee, earlier this spring told us they would provide a public update on the project at some point this year. That never happened. Lawmakers wrapped up their work for the year and left Sacramento last month. The chair of the Joint Rules Committee, the leader of it, Assemblymember Blanca Pacheco, would not comment when I asked her about that situation. Since June, I have been requesting contracts, change orders, financial statements, and other documents to get a sense of what costs look like. Some documents show lawmakers are getting monthly updates, but the Joint Rules Committee is not giving us those documents from the most recent years. Here's what a taxpayer advocacy group and the former chairman of the Historic State Capitol Commission had to say.
You would think that if the project were on budget and on time, they would be bragging about it. But
that's never been the case in California, ever. And never will be until you get these Democrats out. Because keep in mind, what was the bridge over in, was it Baltimore? They hit a bridge, the bridge went down. And it was because like the ship had lost power. And they said, oh, this bridge is going to be out for like the foreseeable future, 2 years is the estimation. And then barely, maybe like 3 months after the bridge went down, they had finally demolished it so they can start construction on it again. Meanwhile, over in Florida, they lost a bridge due to a storm, I believe. And then within the week, it had already been rebuilt. This is nuts.
The fact that they have not come forward to describe what the full cost of the project is should be a warning flag to everyone in California, particularly those of us who are taxpayers who have to pay for this.
Yes.
I'm disappointed.
They don't care about the efficiency or the overages because it's not their money. It's our money, and they just feel entitled to it.
To hear that they aren't ready. Certainly they have the information somewhere. We know from information that Channel 3 gathered that the construction manager has been providing monthly cost forecasts to them. It would be interesting to maybe study a timeline of when the cost forecasts rose and when the legislature's leadership was informed of that.
If at all.
As for the apparent holdup, Assemblymember Pacheco said in a statement to me that, quote, the project team is analyzing the financial implications resulting from the litigation and related changes in project scope. The litigation she's referencing ended more than a year ago.
Wow, well, the transparency just doesn't feel like it's really there right now.
Yeah.
So,
but watch them do this news story and then turn around and then pat the Democrats on the back and say things about Larry Elder or Chad Bianco, whatever it is. Like, they'll still back them up. They'll complain about it, but yeah, they'll never turn their back on the Democrats. Yeah, it was the Key Bridge that went down over there. So what is Newsom? He's about to lose 1.5. No, not 1.5. What was it? He's about to lose $160 million from a already insanely broke state. And what is he concerned with? He's more concerned with his potential run for president and how he looks on the national stage.
The hell is going on in this country? And the Republican Party's nowhere to be found. Ronald Reagan's rolling in his goddamn grave. I sit in Reagan's desk as the former governor of California, rolling in his grave. The hell is going on in this country?
He's not as bad as Biden. No one's bad as Biden, but he's almost there where he doesn't have anything other than a couple key talking phrases and has a hard time branching off from them, acting like a human.
So people need to speak up. And the richest, most powerful human beings,
like yourself,
are doing exactly the opposite.
Crazy.
Back to the damn knee pads.
Oh no, knee pad! That fucking guy, man. Your state is already bankrupt. It's gonna lose $150 million, and it's also killing people in California, innocent people. Oh, what was it? A basketball coach from the local high school, and also innocent, or also, I don't know if they're illegal, but immigrants in Florida. Your policies are killing people countrywide, and you're like, oh my god, that president is very orange.
And so that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing the social media. That's why I'm doing Prop 50.
Oh,
and it's not enough. I mean, it's got to be all of us.
Proposition 50, the redistricting over in your state that you know is you essentially cheating. You're saying Texas is redoing their lines to have more accurate representation of their population to be reflected in Congress. Because Texas is going to give the Republicans an advantage in with congressional House seats, you're going to counteract that by insanely gerrymandering your state so you guys can have a majority in the House of Representatives. But also, you know this is bad. You're campaigning against what Texas is doing, calling it bad. But even prominent Democrats like Arnold Schwarzenegger, the guy that says, screw your freedoms. You can't get more authoritarian than Arnold Schwarzenegger saying, screw your freedoms, do what the Democrats want you to do with your medical decisions. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger on CNN, propaganda network itself, is calling out Newsom.
I think when they say this is temporary, there is no such thing.
No.
I mean, the longest programs are government programs that are temporary. Okay, just remember that if it is a tax program or if it is the redistricting program.
Keep in mind, income tax was supposed to be temporary.
Anything that is temporary with government is permanent. So they, in the year 2032, when the independent redistricting commission is supposed to come back, they're going to say, wait a minute.
We already have an independent redistricting in California. We already voted for this. It's already a law. Independent, non-governmental agencies make the congressional districts in California. Newsom is trying to come in there and say, well, you know what? We need to cheat in the House of Representatives in D.C., so now I lose my right to pick my representative in California.
There's still gerrymandering going on in Texas. There's still gerrymandering going on in Ohio. There's still gerrymandering going on in Florida.
All parties do it.
We have to continue with the gerrymandering. This is what's going to happen. They will find an excuse. So therefore, I don't think it is temporary. So that's total fantasy. So the second thing is that you cannot cheat your way out of it. What they should do is, what the Democrats should do is...
What the Democrats should do is just change their platform. Stop campaigning that Trump is a fascist, that Trump is a racist, that, you know, women are going to lose their rights, LGBT community is going to lose their rights. Like, stop fear-mongering and actually run on a platform that provides solutions for hardworking Americans. No more hand-me-outs to people that don't refuse to work. No more pandering to cheap voters. No more pandering to people that think they're going to lose their lives over every little thing that happens out there because microaggressions and words of violence to them. Stop pandering to the fringe minorities that you can get all wrapped up in a frenzy to go out there and destroy parts of the city. Go back to representing average, everyday, hardworking Americans. That's what the Democrats could do, but I imagine his advice isn't going to be as harsh as mine.
Should outperform Trump. To me, it's all about competition creates performance. Mm-hmm. And so what they do is with the redistricting commission is that they're going to go and try to draw the district lines in such a way that they get voted in no matter if they work well or not for the American people.
Yep.
So the American people get cheated on this whole thing.
It's combining the deepest red parts of the state with the deepest blue parts of the state and the exact percentages they need to get a Democrat to win. These deep blue coastal cities will always dominate the rural parts of California because they don't care about representing California as a whole or representing the citizens as individuals, but just California as this monolith of Sacramento, San Francisco, and Los Angeles while they go into anarchy because the Dodgers win and now they get to destroy the Waymos with skateboards because law enforcement can do nothing.
That is really the problem here. To me,
oh, actually, there was a part that I was trying to find. I guess it's not in this clip, but where he talks about you have New England, like states like Maine, will have 40% voters for Trump, but they will have 0 congressional House seats. Up in New England, that entire section of the country is already gerrymandered to the max. The only place they can gerrymander more is California, and it's already kind of gerrymandered as it is. They know they're cheating. They just want to cheat more. Because it's not representing Americans. It's about representing themselves and their grasp at power. So now Newsom's out there complaining, oh my God, like, are they going to watch our elections in California? Are they going to make certain that we're not cheating in California? Because he has a major problem with that.
And, I was just on the line because the DOJ is being sent out to California to monitor our election. I have an election in November, Prop 50, a statewide election. They have no...
If they're so worried about the security of our elections, why is more security bad? I know what it is. It's like they think, oh, it's going to suppress the vote. It's like if you are a legal citizen that has the right to vote, you should have no problem going into a voting booth and casting your ballot legally. They're worried about people that might be concerned about their eligibility being scared off by these poll watchers.
No jurisdiction to monitor it.
No jurisdiction, I kind of thought California was in the United States of America, but maybe he forgot that because he's so obsessed with China. But here he is saying the same thing again.
Administration announced they're sending election monitors to 5 specific counties here in
probably the counties that are sanctuaries counties or have sanctuary cities
in the state of California. They have no business doing that. They have no basis to do that. In fact, we have a statewide election for a statewide constitution. Mm-hmm. This is about voter intimidation. This is about voter suppression, period, full stop.
Yeah, because he knows what they're doing over there. It's not even like he's not even trying to admit it. He knows what they're doing.
And it's a pattern, isn't it? It's consistent with what they've done with the federalization of the National Guard and the intimidation and the chill that's created. They'll do that right around elections.
The intimidation is in California if the Democrats don't get their way. If Trump wins an election, they'll destroy the city. If Minneapolis has a police incident, our city burns down. If Roe v. Wade gets overturned at the federal level, which gives the rights back to the states to decide. California's already decided women's right to choose. We get riots in Los Angeles. They block the freeways, they burn down stores, they loot buildings. That's the real voter intimidation. Democrats get their way, or your business might get burned to the ground. You might die. That's the real intimidation, because that's the anarcho-tyranny where he just has his police forces look the other way. If the National Guard comes in here to finally stop these anti-ICE riots, then all of a sudden he panics. So why are you guys looking into the finances of who's actually destroying the cities when the Democrats don't get their way? They kept on saying, if you want peace to be restored in Los Angeles, you have to stop these ICE raids. That sounds like voter intimidation to me.
As well. Same thing with ICE and border.
Oh, I didn't even know he's talking about this too. It's all connected because he's saying ICE and border and voting because he knows that's exact people he wants voting.
Watch that space showing up in and around polling booths and voting places. But this is a bridge too far, and I hope people understand it's a bridge that they're trying to build, the scaffolding for all across this country in next November's election. They do not believe in fair and free elections. Our republic, our democracy is on the line. We all need to wake up. So today, the Trump administration.
This is whenever Governor Gavin Newsom gives a speech, he just, I mean, obviously, I do the same thing. I'm kind of a fidgeter. I even have this bat to fidget around. But I mean, Newsom, I'm not running for any office. I know that I'm kind of off-putting with this. Good God, what is he doing right now? It is bird arm flailing. But it's like, yeah. Why would we want to look into the elections in California? Maybe because stuff like this over in Burbank. I'll say over in the Valley, I remember the day of the election night, they had called the election for Biden, and the drop-off the ballot boxes were still getting collected days after the election. One, why are we collecting ballot boxes, drop-off boxes after the election? The election's over. But two, how did you call it for Kamala within seconds of the booths closing when you have an unknown amount of mail-in ballots at all these polling places? The system's broken in California, and I've seen it firsthand.
Downtown Los Angeles, you've got it behind us. If you can.
Downtown Los Angeles. This is Burbank, California. What? Maybe they're in downtown and this is wrong, because Burbank is not downtown.
It's a big, big day for California politics, but not so big when it comes to turnout. That's something that we were expecting as we were going into primary day here. I'm going to take you inside here. It's going to get very dark because this is a kind of a black box theater here. But come on in. This is where the polling location is. Most of the people that we've seen so far today have come in and they've dropped off their ballots. California does that incredible job of mailing most of
all
those
these machines. I like how Dominion voting. Conservatives were concerned about it, but now that a conservative organization has purchased Dominion, now the Democrats are freaking out. How can we allow the Republicans to own the machines to count the ballots? It's like, yeah, I don't want the Republicans. I don't want, what is it? Oh my God, I'm having a blank out moment. The turtle guy. What's the turtle guy's name? Chat. The Republican, he always blanks out, and I'm blanking out on his name right now. Senator something. I hate that this is lagged out right here. But Mitch McConnell, yes. Mitch McConnell. I don't want Mitch McConnell's organization to run these machines. I want it to be paper ballots. I want both parties to be able to go back afterwards and hand count the ballots. They shouldn't be able to have an SD card that says, you know what? After the election happened, the SD card got wiped. It's just policy. Ridiculous. Glitch McConnell is his name. Yes, it is. Someone said, "Oh, Burbank is in Los Angeles City, but not downtown." But it's like they called it downtown LA. It's not downtown LA. But okay, we're splitting hairs. The idea is this is how they're saying how election security gets compromised because you have this San Joaquin County sheriff or captain saying this.
The way the voting system is structured, we see quite a few flaws. You're able to register and cast a vote if you don't live in the country, as evident of his brother in Pakistan. And I think we have some evidence of 2 or 3 other people out of the country that voted. Is that correct?
Dead people getting ballots. You go anybody that's lived in apartments across LA County. You know, when you open your mail, you get everybody else's mail from years back, all the different names. They're still sending out ballots to people at their old addresses. Not everybody knows to update their address every single time they move around Los Angeles County. You're not supposed to, but who's checking if somebody like my old apartment in LA, who's checking if my mail goes there and someone's not voting on my behalf? It's obviously a felony. You should go to prison for that. But how would they ever catch the person doing it until I go to the voting booth? Or actually, if I go to the voting booth and I cast my ballot and they say, you know what? It says your name or had already voted. You can have a provisionary ballot for now. I don't think in California they even have a system to catch that. It's a huge issue, and yet the Democrats keep on trying to plug their ears because, in my belief, this is what they want.
Approximately 2 or 3 other people out of the country, as well as people residing outside of the district.
Okay. The online voter registration system, it seems to be an honor system.
An honor system. Good God. We need paper ballots, guys.
Anybody can put information in there to register to vote. All you have to do is click a box and say that you're not lying, and then you'll get an email from the Secretary of State or something in the mail saying, thank you for registering to vote. And there you are. Once you're on the voter rolls, anytime an election comes around, guess what? You get mailed a ballot, right? You get mailed something to vote. So
this is a problem.
We found that a little bit problematic. The way the voting system
kind of a little
is
problematic. Yeah, dishonest system. We need to fix this, guys. We need to fix this because Tim Pool has a good point. This is like that science thing where it's like if you observe what's happening, you change the outcome.
Donald Trump will be deploying election monitors into blue jurisdictions, and the response from Democrats is that he is rigging the elections. I love the argument. The DOJ is going to send people to monitor. They can't do anything else, and that's rigging an election. Let me just stress this one more time for you guys. By sheer virtue of observing their election practice, he is changing the outcome of the election.
Which would be a good thing if people that are afraid to vote because they're concerned they might go to prison for voting aren't voting. They think that they're painting this picture, oh, voter suppression, people are going to be afraid to go out there. It's like, yes, that's what we want. If you're scared to get out there in the voting booth because you are worried about the legality of you casting a ballot, you are not someone that I want choosing our next leader or choosing whether or not California can gerrymander the state to oblivion.
What's the argument? That were it not for us watching how they're doing things, they would win? It sounds like Democrats have rigged their elections, and the thought of someone making sure they didn't is interfering with their election process.
It's like over in is it J.B. Pritzker, that's the Michigan state governor, saying, why do they want our voter rolls? They're looking for fraud. And he even said to himself, he was like, they found fraud, but it's not that much fraud. So why do they want to look for more fraud? Guys, trust us. This is the honor system of our fair and free elections. It's nuts.
There is something kind of funny when you look at the Constitution and how it prescribes federal elections. The state legislature determine how these elections will take place. And in the event a state decides to rig their election process, then, so long as it's not like overt rigging, they can structure elections in such a way that make it impossible for their enemies to win.
Yes.
Well, now with election monitors being deployed, and likely, in my opinion, National Guard throughout the next year, Democrats are fearful they won't win. Here's my bet. Democrats largely won through ballot harvesting.
Yes.
Many of these
Which is
states,
legal.
most states,
California.
it's legal to ballot harvest. That means you go to someone's house, you knock on the door and say, hey, I'll take your mail-in vote for you and go.
Or more likely, they go to an old people home or an apartment complex and say, hey, here's $20 for a ballot, fill this out, and then we'll take it in for you. Knowing that we can harvest ballots from deep blue areas and just ignore red areas. I don't want the Republicans to say the only way we can win is we ballot harvest too, because it just makes a bigger issue where it's like ballot harvesting, gerrymandering. It's no longer about serving the American people. It's about who can play the game of elections better. I don't like that. Yeah, if you watch live photons, they will act weird. That's what it is. It's like, it's crazy. But now we see this with Governor Gavin Newsom. He's totally melted down. Like he's lost a plot. He's so desperate to become president. He even announced that he's considering it. No, the reason he's on this goddamn podcast and not saving the state is because he's running for president. But he is so off the wall. It's actually satisfying to watch his downfall.
We have got to get on the offense. And more importantly, I got to call the bullshit. And so we put a mirror up to Trump. This guy's sitting there with memes dressed up as the Pope. He's putting, he's the new Superman thing. He's the Superman hero.
He's exactly like the ex-girlfriend of like the football team, like the popular guy. Like, oh my God, I looked at his social media. He's so dumb. I spend all my free time paying attention to Trump, looking at it, and it just enrages me that he's living his life the way he wants to live. I'm so upset at this, and it's sad to say, but it's like, yeah, he is just the jealous ex-girlfriend and all the shine that his new rival is getting. He's sitting here complaining, social media posts. Fucking run the state.
He's putting himself on Mount Rushmore. He's putting all these all-cap tweets that if my 9-year-old put something like that or talk like that, he'd be in the corner. He wouldn't have his devices for a month.
Yeah, he's the fucking president, you goddamn idiot. Like, yes, the president gets to do things that your 9-year-old shouldn't on social media. He's not making the point that he thinks he's making. He's just acting like an emotional bitch. That's it. That's all.
This is the president of the goddamn United States.
Yes.
We have got to
We
get
voted
on
for him. He's the president because he's brash. He pisses off people like you. That's why we voted for him. And it's like, Trump doesn't even write his own tweets. Have you ever seen him tweeting about stuff? It's him saying something, and it'll be like that dictated, not read thing, where he'll say, wow, Rosie O'Donnell looks like this, blah, 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 and he's having his assistant type it out for him. He's complaining about this, but it's like 1% of what Donald Trump does. It's sad to see how bad he's gotten. Yeah. You're fired. Yeah, hopefully. He looked at more favorably if he accepted defeat with dignity. I mean, there's nothing left for Newsom to win. He's just sitting there in this waiting room of waiting for his second third term. I forget whatever. His last term as governor to end for him to try to run for president. It's like he's gonna accomplish nothing new. He's far behind. It's sad. Couldn't run San Francisco, but it said that's what the Democrats do now. They fail upwards. Kamala Harris, terrible for San Francisco, terrible as senator, was going to failed to VP, and was going to fail her way up to the presidency. Not a single primary was won, and yet she was going to become the leader of the free world. That's how the Democrat Party operates, and that's how Newsom thinks he's going to be gifted the presidency. Yeah, he ran San Francisco into a crater. That's how it always is. I don't think he's scared like Adolf. I don't think he's at that level. It's the realization that he's not going to become president, but I think he's still kicking and screaming because he lives in a bubble of everybody saying that he's going to become president. Worst presidential candidate ever. I think Kamala Harris Part 2 is going to be the worst presidential candidate ever because she's starting to what is it? Consider. It's not the word consider. It's a more presidential thing. But yes, she's ramping up her run for president in 2028. At least Hillary had the the intelligence to just stay away from it. I guess they don't think that they have a Trump to run against, but Kamala against JD Vance is going to be even worse for her, I think. Worse than Kanye, yes. Yeah, she's soft announced. Not gaining momentum. What is it? It's not the Exploratory Commission. It's something like that. But yeah, what people are starting to find out though is with Governor Newsom complaining about, oh my God, the Trump administration is shutting down the government. He's over there dancing in China while Americans are losing their EBT benefits. The more we look into EBT, the worse it gets for the Democrats.
Roughly 1 in every 8 Americans are bracing to see their food assistance run out later.
1 in every 8. 40 million Americans are getting EBT benefits. Obviously, some people deserve it, but the more you look into it, the more you realize it's just a broken system that millions of Americans are taking advantage of.
This week, creating a food crisis some experts say could be the worst since the Great Depression, all because of the government shutdown.
When they say when something like ABC Disney says could be, the answer is no.
The U.S. Agriculture Department, which administers the SNAP or Food Snap program, announcing, quote,
ABC says the well has run dry, but also they don't read the part where it says Senate Democrats have now voted 12 times to not fund the food stamp program because they want to give healthcare to illegals. They always have these clean bills saying, hey, if you just fund air traffic controllers, SNAP benefits, if you just fund Americans, taxpayers, we will all vote for it. A clean bill. But the Democrats say, no, we got too many weird things we want to fund overseas, so we're going to hold the SNAP beneficiaries hostage until it gets voted for because we're going to blame Trump for it. The same thing happened with the COVID relief bill where Trump told Pelosi, if you just give me a clean bill that puts checks in Americans' pockets, I will sign it today. But Pelosi refused to do that because she had all these tiny little pet projects that were shady behind the scenes. It was probably like USAID, funding for America's own demise. They refused to do so, holding, again, Americans hostage.
Well has run dry.
Everyone's worried that, they're not going to be able to feed their families.
Because that's what the Democrats want. They want Americans to be worried about the scary Republicans, while ABC Disney just conveniently omits the part where it says, omits the part where it says Senate Democrats have voted against it. Because the more you look into it, the worse it gets.
Use emergency funds to pay for federal food benefits with a fast approaching deadline. CBS's Christina Fan is in New York with details on that. Christina.
Well, Jerika, 1 in 8
I like how there's a U-Haul moving out of New York as she's speaking about this.
Americans rely on SNAP benefits, and tonight there is mounting worry for them. They might not be able to afford food with money running out 1 week from today.
Your money.
I think people are starting to panic.
Food banks around the country are flashing warning signs.
We've been having about 7 to 10 new people a day this week.
Look at that. That was full this morning.
The pantry at Calvary Episcopal Church in Kentucky ran out of food for the first time in its 43-year history.
We feel like this is the tip of the iceberg.
Members of the California National Guard are now deployed to help food banks in the state. In Massachusetts, 16% of residents rely on SNAP benefits, which provide an average of $187 a month, or about $6 a day. Democratic Governor Maura Healey holds President Trump responsible.
Oh, convenient.
Leadership is a choice. And sadly, President Trump has chosen to take away food from people.
Are the Republicans voting for the government to reopen? If the answer is yes, this is not on Trump. But yet here they go on TV to boldly lie to your face saying, this is Donald Trump's shutdown. He's over in China partying it up and dancing with the Chinese. Not the Chinese. I forget what country he landed in. Was it Asia? I'm sorry. Was it Japan? I forget. But he's out there dancing while you're starving. That's just what they want. It's not what's happening, but they care more about getting their pet projects funded than Americans eating.
All around this country.
Aboard Air Force One, President Trump told reporters he's not to blame.
Well, I'm going to let some other people talk to you. I'll have a comment on that later, but the Democrats are stopping it.
The sudden loss in federal food aid will ripple beyond homes into stores and businesses. Every dollar in SNAP benefits generates $1.54 in economic activity.
I don't believe this figure at all. I don't believe anything else that this news network has said. But honestly, I want to know how they came up with this figure. This is like when Joe Biden ran on I'm going to create a billion new American jobs in government, and it's not going to cost a taxpayer a dime. It's like, the fuck you mean it's not going to cost us anything? You're paying all these people something. Oh, it's going to create economic activity, and it's going to make our economy better. It's like, no, you're just making shit up.
Quite a bit of our sales come from EBT recipients. Right now, it's making up about 10 to 15% of our total sales a month.
Yeah. What did also people find out that it was like Pepsi Cola, Coca-Cola, one of those companies? It was something like over 50% of their sales was because of SNAP, EBT, government benefits. So we've been artificially inflating the sales of these companies with government money. How many of these garbage food manufacturers that pay a lot of money to lobby in government are being kept afloat by SNAP?
And Democrats say they will not vote to reopen the government unless there is an extension of healthcare subsidies for millions of Americans.
What about the people beyond those Americans? What else are you trying to give subsidies for? It's funny how much lies by omission these outlets give us. Wait, did this thing freeze? Yeah, this thing froze. We'll restore this. But yeah, they keep on lying by admission because here we got Tim Walz out there saying, hey, right one, play it.
Not to. They are choosing not to. And I can paint any damn picture you want for you. They're paying contractors to tear down the East Wing, but they're not putting money into the food bank that they're setting on. So if there's a sense of frustration.
Who's paying the contractors in the White House? Is it the taxpayer? Because if it's a taxpayer, it makes sense. Why are they funding this but not that? But it's not the taxpayer. Trump isn't paying some employees but not other employees. It's out of pocket. This is like a private financier that is paying that. So it's like they're giving you this false equivalency to try to drive home that message of, oh, evil Trump is hurting the economy. Or not, or is hurting the average American, and he's funding his personal new ballroom. But it's not that, because again, here they are openly admitting it's not about helping the American people. It's about beating Trump. Orange man's so bad, you get to starve of it because of it.
I know Democrats are ready to go. I know they're ready to come back and do this. They're ready to come back and protect things that had passed the legislature. They are not willing to come back and let an authoritarian president do whatever he wants. I know Democrats are ready to go. I know they're ready to come back.
Is this about giving money to the starving people, or is this about because Trump is beating you right now? Trump derangement syndrome is going to cause people to miss meals. Very, very sad. But I think the biggest part of this whole scenario is Caleb Hammer. He's the economics guy where he helps audit your finances. He's like the top 5 YouTube show. This is exposing everybody that's on SNAP benefits, they're going to miss meals. Who exactly is on this? Because honestly, I could see somebody loses their job, goes on disability, has issues in their life. They need a bump so they don't starve in the meantime, getting back on their feet. It's not meant for just lazy people that want to live off the American taxpayer. This top 5 YouTube show is starting to open the average American's eyes to exactly who's on EBT. And now that you have all these people crying like, oh my God, 40 million Americans are going to lose their SNAP benefits, it's going to make people kind of think, you know what? I kind of don't care that's the case.
Job. Work 40 hours a week, 9 to 5.
I don't want to.
I don't want to work.
There it is.
I don't
Government,
want to.
Kansas, Missouri, take away her food stamps right now. Did you just hear that? Take them away. I'm not even kidding.
I will.
Imagine going on this show thinking you're just going to go viral. To my understanding, the people that go on this show know he's going to blast them, know that best case scenario, you look really dumb. He clips it, goes viral on Instagram, but then you get to backlink to your own personal page and they try to become like a social media influencer themselves. Like you go into this knowing you're going to look dumb. Imagine going in there trying to launch your social media career only for it to cause you to lose your government benefits.
You don't want to? F you. That is not a choice.
Don't want to.
Huh?
I don't want to.
Then that is not fair. That is not a choice. Subsidies should be there and even more for those who cannot.
Yes.
You can and you're choosing not to because you do not want to. And I knew the more and more.
Because here's the thing is I think most people want the SNAP benefits to be there because they can see themselves or one of their family members, one of their loved ones going on hard times and needing those benefits. So it's like, oh my God, I got laid off in my job. Got really sad for a while, so it was hard for me to find something like, or maybe my field got technology made my career, what is it called? My industry obsolete. There's a word that made my industry obsolete. So it takes me a long time to get re-educated, find a new place to work, and then build up that career. Maybe I would want myself and my family members to get those SNAP benefits, to be able to not starve while they're trying to figure out what they're going to do with their life. It's not meant for someone saying, hey, I like posting on Instagram. I have an iPhone 17, but I just don't like working. I don't like that idea.
You would find out that you're doing this because you want to. Straight up, not because you can.
She has a hard time not laughing at the idea she's ripping off the American taxpayer.
Using ADHD and autism? Yes. Is he able to communicate with other people?
Yes.
Okay, then I don't want to hear it. Come on. He's every Gen Beta ever. Gen Alpha, Gen Beta. He is every single one of them born.
Maybe.
They're all getting diagnosed with this. If he's able to communicate with people and he's able to do things, and you're right, he probably didn't need the accommodations that you're thinking based on everything you're telling us. The more information is unlocked, the more we're finding out he could probably just go to school.
Well, he is back in regular school now because he was missing.
So you can't work. Your kid's at school.
Should have been taught when he was in kindergarten and first
Who would
grade.
have fucking thought?
And we needed help filling those holes.
Well, you would make more money, by the way, getting a babysitter that could watch 2 hours between school and you getting home. And
I forgot who said it. Someone told me they're like, with liberal women, they have like the feminism. They have like, you don't need a man. You can still have a kid and you can, still live your life because it's no longer getting married to your husband. It's getting married to the government. He's the government. This faceless creature is now supporting, providing for you and your family. And that's exactly what this looks like. Well, I don't want to get a job because I'm already getting taken care of. This is what people are starting to realize because this other episode from Caitlin Hammer, this is probably the most red pill one. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but it's about two illegals in Phoenix, Arizona, $400,000 in debt. But also, the man works in construction, makes $6,000 a month. And to my understanding is she doesn't claim that they're together. So it's saying, oh, I'm a single mother. Give me those SNAP benefits. He makes $6,000 in cash. We pocket all that. Meanwhile, getting all this debt. Like that, we're not going to watch the whole thing.
Joint mortgage?
Yes.
Yeah. 4.3 rate. We like that.
Two illegals own a home. A lot of us don't. I don't. I likely never will with this economy.
What is the balance?
We got it at a good time, but
oh, here we go.
I just don't like the house.
Oh, good. $260,631.08. Why don't you like the house?
Because it doesn't have a pool.
Go to a community pool, dick.
No,
a home
30.
equity loan and a Toyota 4Runner?
Yes.
Living better than most Americans because subsidies. All these benefits you get, meanwhile not paying back into the system.
Those are all joint as well.
Yeah.
Oh, why did we get a home equity loan?
He's disgusted by them. It goes on, but then he just ends it because they're not willing to make basic accommodations saying, hey, you're getting all these benefits. Just sell your car. Sell your car so you can get out of debt. I forgot what it was. Yeah, get back on your feet. Sell your car, get back on your feet. Refusing to make the simplest sacrifice.
It'll be a 2-year car. Guys, we're not looking for a generational car. This is a 2-year car you're getting for $10,000 and then you upgrade once you're out of debt. Do you agree to this or no?
Well, what if I...
Agree to it or no?
But our daughter needs a car too.
No, she doesn't. She can get her own car. She can work and get her own car. Do you agree to it or no? Agree to it or no?
Can I get a second job?
Agree. No, you already work 60 hours a week. Okay, then that's it. I'm ending this. This is no conversation to be had. I'm ending the episode. If you're not willing to take literally the most basic sacrifice and the one thing you have, there's nothing here and you guys are and I'm sad to see that. That is sad. And
entitled, maybe Sunshine. That's what it is. They're entitled. I would close that window. But the other girl is entitled. They're all entitled to your tax dollars. Thank you so much, Nick, for that super huge super chat saying keep doing what you're doing. No, thank you so much for that. But that's huge. Thank you. How come I can't like this? There you go. Yeah, they live better than us, and yet they refuse to because you see this right here. This is the more eye-opening. I'm saying welfare use by nativity and legal status. U.S.-born headed households, any welfare, 39%. Legal immigrant households, migrant households, 52%. Illegal headed households, 59%. And if you think about per capita, there are more U.S. citizens than there are illegals, I hope. But even the idea that you have a bunch of them in places like Los Angeles, where they think it's more like 50% of them, meaning to say that over 50% of them are receiving taxpayer benefits, and likely a lot of them are getting paid under the table, because when we raid these places in Los Angeles, all these people scatter where they realize, oh my God, he almost exclusively employs illegals. They get money off the books, they get paid in cash, and then 60% of them are getting benefits. This is nuts, because Kayla's disappointed and fed up, but it's a red pill moment for a lot of Americans, because now you're seeing this right here where, okay, now you're kind of primed to say, it opens up with, oh my God, 43 million people are going to lose benefits. What a tragedy. Oh, these are the people that are on benefits. And then you're seeing stuff like this where the sheer entitlement of people where they say, unless I get my handouts, I get violent. And this isn't the only one.
People, my people, I wish we stopped crying about this motherfucking EBT card. At the end of the day, they trying to see is we gonna stick together. And we are gonna stick together. Fucking November 3rd at 6:30, we're going to Walmart. We're going to fucking Walmart. And at 7:30, we're gonna walk out of Walmart with our fucking buggies, okay?
If this happens, I want her in prison. I don't care. If this happens, she should be in prison. I'm talking about years. I'm talking about years where you're saying, this is like, not RICO charges, but this is organized retail crime. She's organizing it, probably doing it, thinking that this is going to be some sort of racial justice. But you have this right now. You have Walmart employees saying, no, you're not trying that.
I'm going to call them expeditious. Let me tell you something. If you think that you better come up in here and steal from the Wally world because you ain't getting no food stamps?
Because this is a woman that is a hard-working person. I'm telling you right now. I've never worked at Walmart, but I've worked retail before. It's hard work. It's not like when I worked at, like, let's say, like at a restaurant, like as a dishwasher in a hot little steaming room, just assembly lining, burning yourself, cleaning dishes all day. Like, there's different levels of what hard, strenuous work is, but it's like, no, she's working hard over there, and she's seeing people saying, hey, look, if I don't get my handouts, if I don't get entitled to the money that your taxes pay for, I'm going to rob you? No.
I'm going to call the police on you. I'm going to call. They're on speed dial. I'm going to call them expeditiously. I don't care.
Good. Because you have this girl saying, I'm going to pay, but then you have people over here saying, oh, no, give it to me. We're going to be violent. I don't know how much of this I can play.
Very clear to the white man.
The white man is who's doing this to you. Good God, these people are beyond saving.
Black Americans do not care about your government shutdown, and Black Americans do not care about you taking away our EBT and our government assistance.
All right. We own it. We're entitled to it. This is our thing. Never mind the fact that it's actually more this group where she's, putting her fist up saying, we're going to rob at 6 p.m. This right here this is Black America. Like, I don't get why they make it about race.
Because Black Americans never depended on the American government to take care of us and feed us because we never could.
Then what the fuck is she complaining? They never relied on them. If it disappears, why are you upset? But yeah, you have this. I mean, I guess I can't even play a lot of these videos, but it was a lot of people, a lot of piercings, all saying the same thing, saying, if you don't give us our EBT benefits, we are going to turn violent. We're going to attack you. This is your fault. And now it's racially driven. Scary stuff, especially when you realize what percentage of the population is on it and how bad it got. Yeah, they already considered reparations. It's scary to think about something that I personally am not tied to whatsoever, but I am being asked to pay for the sins of people that have been long past. Scary stuff. Yeah, you don't care that much. You go on a TikTok event. That makes sense. None of it makes sense. They're not trying to make sense. They're just trying to be. I think they're all trying to be social media influencers. They're all trying to go viral so they can, push a skinny fit tea instead of going to their regular jobs, or make extra money while they also collect government benefits. Scary stuff. Ill emotions, which is kind of scary if you think about places like New York City, where this is a campaign speech for the literal communist running for mayor, and this is how many people actually showed up. Not the largest venue, but this is a lot of people very, very excited to be there, because you can see other people places like this is Right Side Broadcasting saying, hey, look, it's low energy turnout for, how do you even say his name? Zohran Mamdani, I think?
Thank you all for being in this movement with me. It is now my
Just a lot of people.
honor to introduce my colleague and organizers like Julia.
Yeah, this is a full house. But then they're saying conservatives are mocking AOC and Zohran Mamdani after their New York is not for sale rally in Forest Hills flopped, with the crowd being as diverse as a glass of milk and so sparse they couldn't get any usable campaign footage. I'm sorry, this looks like usable campaign footage to me. And never mind that, the idea that Polymarket has him up 95% to win the governorship. I'm not the governorship, Jesus. The mayoral. Why can't I say this word? He's going to become mayor. God damn, I can't say that word. Zohran, it's Mamdani. Is that it? I don't know. But yeah, New York City's cooked because he's obviously going to be winning the mayor's race. But look at what he's promising. It's straight up like socialism, where he says, oh, we're going to take away private land ownership. Oh, we're going to make it so the billionaires aren't around anymore. He doesn't want billionaires to exist despite exclusively expecting them to finance all these lofty promises.
Here is what we stand for, my friends. We are going to freeze the rent for more than 2 million rent-stable.
Freeze the rent sounds fun, except the idea that it's going to topple your real estate market.
And use every resource at our disposal to build housing for everyone who needs it.
Nobody's going to be paying rent. And also, somebody is going to build housing there, knowing that in New York City, nobody pays rent. I wonder how does that work, guy? Who's going to upkeep? Who's going to build it? Who's going to upkeep it? Who's going to give electricity, power? If everything's free, this is a dream world. This is a dream world.
We are going to eliminate the fare on every single bus line.
Keep in mind, he says, buses are dangerous because when the bus driver tries to get somebody to pay for the bus, they get violent towards the bus driver. So the best way to remedy these violent, insane individuals that would attack a bus driver, just let them ride for free. So let's attract more of them on the bus. Because, you know, usually they had to beat up a bus driver to get on this bus. Now we're just saying, come on the bus, nothing will happen to you. Does it make them less violent? No. He is... I wish I pulled up the clip of him taking the bus saying, oh my God, it is so safe to be on the bus, despite the fact that he's surrounded by cameras and security. And also the idea that he just said that it was an aunt after 9/11 that got weird looks on the bus. So it's very scary. So it's simultaneously bad for her aunt on the bus. You got to make sure more violent people are on the bus. And then also the true victim of 9/11 was her aunt because she got nasty looks. New York City's cooked.
Move around this city with ease.
He's gonna make buses go faster. Fucking regarded.
And we are going to create universal childcare at no cost to parents.
You're either going to destroy your economy by taxing everybody out to orbit to pay for great childcare, or you're going to lower the standard for childcare to horrendous levels where government financed childcare is going to be any druggie or anybody that can, any reformed criminal that can get the job because they're not going to background checks are racist now. So the free childcare for every parent in New York City is going to be the most dangerous program I could conceive.
So New Yorkers can raise their family in the city they love. Together, New York, we're going to freeze the... Together, New York, we're going to make buses fast and... Together, New York, we're going to deliver universal...
All three chants are free shit. Healthcare, buses, and rent. Free, free, free. I'm going to give you guys free candy and soda. everything's gonna be free, guys. Don't worry. Like every single one of those systems, I was able to easily poke holes in, and how they're going to be objectively worse after he implements these policies. My guess is once he's in office, he's actually not going to follow through on a lot of them. But idiots. Oh my God, wouldn't everything be better if it's free? Wouldn't healthcare be better if it's free? That means that either we have slave doctors that work for nothing, or we have lower quality doctors. Both of which you don't want. But it sounds good on a billboard, guys.
We will make our city one where every person who calls it home can live a dignified life.
He's talking about illegal immigrants. That's what he's talking about. So this is what they have. This could be a South Park clip. This is a goddamn South Park clip to me. This is what it is. The sad part is it wasn't just that nut job that I believe he hasn't even had like a regular position. Like AOC, what is it? She gets some fancy degree. Then they can't find a job in her field for years. She's a bartender. I forgot how many years it was. I thought it was degree politics. No, it was degree job you could have got straight out of high school, and then politics and being the face of the Democrat Party. It's not just idiots that have never done anything in their life. Now you have the actual governor of New York City saying the same thing to the Democrats, to cheers.
First mom governor, we need more child care.
We do. Socialism isn't the answer.
Child care for everyone who wants it.
It's crazy how you freeze the rent, buses fast and free. It's like just child care. Free. We're going to give you stuff. We're buying your vote. That's this entire campaign. They don't even need to be there for hours. You don't need guest speakers. You don't need all these signs. You just need to say, we are paying for this.
Here's what we're going to do.
Free stuff. That's all this chant is. Yeah, the governor's saying it. Free. Yeah, what's the Democrats' obsession with childcare and also the obsession with your right to not be a mother?
It's been a really uplifting experience. But right now, our city and our state and our country are under attack by Donald Trump. And
this is really about Trump, guys.
Washington. I mean, they're literally not just taking a wrecking ball to the White House. They're taking a wrecking ball to our very values, our people, and our progress. Get this. Donald Trump literally said, the shutdown is about killing Democratic priorities.
Yeah, your Democrat priorities are garbage. Why is this a bad thing?
Now what?
And he's doing it. He's not letting them hold the American citizens hostage until he gets his way. He's not folding like you have Bernie Sanders up here. That's the logo up there. Bernie Sanders folds and bends the knee to the Democrats every time. Who the fuck cares if Governor Gavin Newsom is selling Donald Trump signed knee pads? The Democrats are notorious for bending the knee to the party whenever they need them to do something. AOC and Bernie Sanders can say all the fun things they want to on the campaign trail and on social media, but when Nancy Pelosi says bend the knee and get in line and vote for the Democrat agenda, they do it every single time. They're not saying what they think they're saying. They're just reminding us of how spineless they've always been.
What are those priorities? No, this gets bad. This gets bad.
Yeah, it is bad.
Killing food assistance for babies.
Whoa. They're ending food assistance for babies. Is not the thing you want to bring up as Democrats, guys. Anything involving ending in babies is not the angle you guys want to go at this with. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it really sucks. Killing money for seniors to pay their utility bills.
Yes, they're doing that. We want the seniors to be able to pay their bills. We don't want lazy, good-for-nothing people that use the federal government as their new pseudo-husband. We don't want more illegal immigrants that are $400,000 in debt trying to figure out how they can keep their benefits but also buy a new Toyota 4Runner. We don't want any of them on the government's teat. We're trying to get them off of it, but the Democrats are trying to hold the American citizens hostage by saying the babies and the veterans and the old people, you still got to fund the illegals. Crazy.
Killing health care for New Yorkers already struggling to take care of their own lives.
Yeah.
I mean, it even meant killing Planned Parenthood until we came in with money to keep it alive. Because they don't give a damn about women and their health care and their rights to an abortion.
Huh.
Right now.
Huh. This is very, very interesting, this angle they're taking towards it. But I mean, Hochul is regarded as it is. AOC's, she's, oh my God.
Jews escaping Holocaust, Black Americans fleeing slavery and Jim Crow, Latinos
She running?
seeking a better life, Native people standing for themselves.
What are we doing here? What
Americans coming together in Queens, in Brooklyn, in the Bronx, in Manhattan, in Staten Island.
This is that BR moment. This is her BR moment. She doesn't even know it yet. This is that BR moment. But then when she's not hyped up and doing all this, being emotional instead of logical, it's this.
Remember, in a time such as this, we are not the crazy ones, New York City.
If you have rule of thumb, not just politicians, women, whatever. If you got to say, hey, I'm not the crazy one, you've already lost. You've already lost. If you have to argue against the crazy label, you've already lost.
We are not the outlandish ones, New York City.
Yes.
They want us to think we are crazy. We are sane.
Free, 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 free. Everything's going to be free in the one of the most expensive cities in the country. That's the definition of crazy.
But we must remember in a
Yeah,
time
it is bad, but you know what? The worst part about it is he's going to win. He's going to win. There's no turning back from this. It is scary times. We're being so insanely sane that's just like their whole angle. We're not crazy, guys. We're not crazy. Democrats. As get in her steps, the jumping bean. This is what happens when theater club kids come into power. That's exactly what this is. Scary times, but it is true. Don't forget Free Palestine. Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if that was part of their rally. How can you support the lunatics? Because you're scared. I know so many people vote blue no matter who, Democrat by default, people that live in LA, because they literally think their lives are going to be ended, their rights are going to be taken, Trump is going to march in the Gestapo and take away families. Like, they believe all these fear-mongering things that are shown on TV because they're too dumb to realize, hey, they lied about everything during the lockdowns, lied about everything during COVID, but they don't lie anymore. That's what it is. Yeah. In case you guys haven't already, we can go ahead and read super chats. If you're not subscribed over at Decaf Decoy, make sure you go subscribe over there, because that's probably where we're going to have the live streams in the future. Actually, wow, we have 300 people watching over here. That's pretty cool. Yeah, her Howard Dean movement is what it is. Very crazy. Everybody moved to New York. Everything's going to be free. I think that, what is it? They say real estate and North Carolina and Florida are going to go way up because people are going to try to flee that state. That city, it's going to get bad, guys. It's going to be bad. Oh, yeah, Nia Bachchuck, you're already a mod. Thank you. So, yeah, make sure you're subscribed over there. Let's go ahead and get to some super chats. What's up, Amit Yanuka? Hello from Israel. What's up? Glad to see you tuning in. Sonora in Paradise Farm. What's up? Nearbuck Truck, and also Kaloyan Nachev saying, have you ever thought about doing a voice acting gig? I think in the near future I will be. I don't want to say that what it is at all, but I mean, yeah, I've always thought about it. That'd be kind of cool. But I think because my voice has become so distinct just because of the channels, like obviously you listen to live streams, it's not as exaggerated as like the movie preview voice that I'll be doing on Decoy Voice, the short, concise commentary videos, but it's almost like Lego Batman, Jim Halpert from The Office. Who else is out there? Just people that have very distinct voices. You'll listen to Will Arnett on a commercial because it's like he's you recognize the voice. Oh my God, it's him from there. So I probably can get some VO work just because even if it's a cartoon, a commercial, or just like award show reading, you know it's me. I'm like, oh my God, that's Decoy Voice. So it's just like kind of like a cameo type thing. Have I ever heard of JD Delay? I hope you two meet. Never heard of him, but thank you. What is it? I got a chin like a Lego man. Glad I have a beard. I mean, is it because it's sloped? Yeah, that's the thing. Is they say beards are like makeup for men. I believe that. Where if you can grow a nice beard, you're way better off. Gavin grew up rich, stealing poor valor. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. Waffles Bacon says Newsom legalized kidnapping. Look it up. Yeah, Newsom in California, they've legalized some pretty horrendous things like Prop 57. Waffles Bacon is talking about is about how you can no longer. It's no longer a felony. I forget what it is, but it's along those lines. But what I know about 57 is Prop 57 was supposed to get violent offenders out of jail, which I think a lot of people want. I'm not violent offenders, non-violent offenders out of prison. So it's like if you're a non-violent, if you were arrested with pot before Prop 64, maybe you don't need to be in jail right now. Maybe you can just you can meet up with your PO for a while, and as long as you stay clean, we're okay with that. Prop 57 said if you detonate a device at a hospital, that is no longer a violent offense. If you are trafficking, how do I even make this PG-13 way? Kids for very, very bad acts, that's no longer a non-violent offense. If you, I forgot what the other ones were, but there were some pretty heinous things where there were obviously favors to individuals saying, hey, somebody exploded a device at a hospital. Prop 57 is going to get him out of jail. It did a lot of horrendous things. Newsom has a terrible track record, and I think once he ramps up his president, I mean, I'm already hard on Newsom as it is, but once he ramps up his presidential campaign, there's going to be a lot of videos that get shown a lot more. Steve Hilton or Butch Ware for governor. Unfortunately, I don't know either one of those people. Sonoma Paradise Farm member for 19 months. Thank you, saying, bro, I've been in the trucking industry for over 10 years. It's so much worse than the average person can imagine. Oh, I've heard a lot of stuff from truckers. I'm sure you got stories, but truckers saying constantly running into people, delivery drivers that don't speak English. There was a video recently of a trucker driving down a highway, and there's a trucker coming the wrong way, so he swerves to block him at a slow speed, and the guy doesn't speak English. We have some issues, guys. Creedog says, can you ask Google who's a pitcher with the most no-hitters or perfect games? Then ask, did Nolan Ryan ever throw a perfect game? Results both cannot be true. Let's see. Guys, Google AI. What am I doing? I'm asking Google AI. Who is the pitcher with the most no-hitters or perfect games? AI says Nolan Ryan is both. And then I'm going to ask, wait, so yeah, you said Nolan Ryan has the most no-hitters and perfect games. And then did Nolan Ryan ever throw a perfect game? No, Nolan Ryan never threw a perfect game. Jesus Christ. Yeah, AI is terrible. It's always getting things wrong. What is it? You can always ask stuff like, did Decoy Voice ever advertise for what's that that garbage? What's that garbage what's the PETA? Yeah, PETA. Did Decoy Voice ever advertise for PETA? Look at this right here. Decoy Voice never advertised for PETA. In fact, PETA has had a public disagreement with the comedian and actor Pete Davidson. What are we doing? What are we doing? It wasn't exactly that. It was something else. If you type in a certain nonprofit, it'll start giving you examples of when I posted for them on social media, giving you links to just random other shit. Was it not ASCAP? Can't find. Yeah, here we go. I was able to find it. Did Decoy Voice ever advertise for the NAACP? Decoy Voice. I gotta see you guys' reaction to this right now. Decoy Voice, also known as Don LaFontaine. Who the fuck is Don LaFontaine? His distinct baritone voice, 1,000 movie trailers and commercials. There's no record of him doing an ad. AI is broken, guys. AI has been broken for a long time. Never trust a goddamn thing it says. Where's Thank you, Creed Org. Thank you, Wesley Evan, being a member for 6 months, and also Thomas for joining the Decoy Elite. Origato was saying, remember when Biden promised to cure cancer? I do. There's a joke to be said right now, but I won't do it because I just hope Biden makes a full recovery. See, Democrats, it's not that hard. Be nice to your political enemies. I think Biden wished me and my family a winter of severe illness and death. But all I want Biden to do is to make a full recovery and just vacation. I don't want him back in power. I don't want him in politics. I think he's a terrible politician and a worse person, but I don't want anything bad to happen to him. It's not that hard, guys. We can be humans. We can be compassionate. Massive Doge says, did you see how they lowered the volume when Trump was talking? Was that intentional? It always is. They make him oranger on TV. Tom S. says, moved out of California, was able to buy a house inside a year. Probably, yeah. Depends on where we'll end up in the future. Charity should be voluntary and gatekept. Yes, exactly. Like, if there are people out there that I want to give money to, of course. Like, I will never give money to, like, a homeless person begging. But then I have seen, like, I remember, that's a long story, but homeless guy walking around, you see him all the time, but he has like 7 shopping carts. Okay, I'm exaggerating. 3 shopping carts full of cans, and he's like got them roped together, and he's just walking through, and it's like 100 degree day in the valley. He's walking around. I gave that guy cash. Charity should be voluntary and gatekept. I think some people deserve it. I think most of them don't. The greatest noob says, dark humor is like food in a communist-run government. Not everyone gets it. Exactly. Wuxia Games says every state should ban home ownership from New Yorkers. New York is going to ban home ownership. Watch. Except for the elite. Johnny Two Times says, why does a speech have different tones, the same tones of a certain mustache man? Whose speech? Are we talking about Zoran? I don't know. Matthew Skipura for the super chat. Thank you. Ladstein says, who would have thought that East Coast would end up like the West Coast? Heck, at this point, I think they're more chaotic than Portland if Mommy wins. Oh my God, Mom Donnie's going to destroy that area. But at least I have no attachments to New York City. At least they get to become the example of what happens when Democrats take over. Joker says, hello, fellow human, vote for me because free this and free that. Also, Orange Man bad. This is the Democrat platform. This has been the Democrat platform for the last 8 years now. Matthew Skipura says, you may not be a math Asian, but I think it should be clear to everyone that the math doesn't check out on this left ideology. It doesn't have to, because they vote on emotions, not logic. Ladstein says, the city that coexists with the biggest rats in the world. When I was there, I saw a rat eat an entire New Yorker pizza in front of me. It's sad when you have New York rats eating, what was it, crab or lobster entire pizzas. Like, those rats live like kings. Andy Ormer says, when something is free, good to see you here again, you are the product, and that's what it is. Like, New York City is going to use them as wage slaves. Drop Barracuda says, by the way, they always try to say the right's violent, but 3 of the 4 POTUS deletions and 4 of the 6 tries were by Democrats. Yeah, they keep on trying to say they're all Democrat voters because they lie. They keep on lying about the nature of the people that have done these terrible things, and their audience is too stupid to figure it out. Dropout Barracuda says, I often confuse you with Pete Davidson as well. I mean, if I had that dating track record, then this would be a very different story. Wolfos Bacon says, no, there's a new law where you can pick up a kid from school without verification if you're an immigrant. Yes, there it is. There it is right there. They're trying to protect immigrants, but honestly, they keep on forgetting that most crime is intraracial, meaning to say that if you're an Asian person, I'm more likely to be victimized by another Asian person. If you're black, you're more likely to be victimized by another black. Like, that's just how it is. When you do all these soft on crime laws specifically for the immigrant community, you're only making more immigrant victims. It's sad, but that's the reality we live in. We have a lot of super chats over from Decaf Decoy. Make sure I read these too. JD says, you can identify as a panda, white, black, and Asian, be a United Nation. I mean, I think in the future with the Democrat Party, because what is it? Like, I have a friend that, my friend is black, had a Japanese wife, their kid, and I had a friend that was white who had a kid with a Mexican, and they were joking about how, oh, our kid is eventually going to get married, and then their kid is going to be quarter black, Asian, white, and Hispanic. And I was like, yeah, that's the only ones that are going to be able to run for president in 2 generations in the Democrat agenda, or the Democrat Party. There it is. Yif Toy says furries against Antifa. Okay. Paperclip says, anybody have issues posting on chat? I mean, probably on I have it moderated on Decoy Voice. Vote says, I was born overseas to U.S. parents. I have a certificate of birth abroad. Replacing that paper takes 7 months. Yeah, that's the thing, is you probably would be better off getting undocumented papers than getting the official papers. Sad, but true. King of the Mantis says, there's a project manager who can tell us exactly what went wrong and what took more time and money, or the scope of the project changed. Probably talking about the Capitol building in DC. Only the Truther says, at the elections in California, why did it take weeks to count the senator and congressman votes and dozens of Republicans who were winning lost? Because the same thing they did during the presidential election happens everywhere now, where someone can be up, they start counting the votes, and then all of a sudden the other person's up. I'm not saying anything in particular because it's against policy, but it is very strange that every single time they stop counting ballots, it only mysteriously goes one way. You never stop counting ballots overnight, and then suddenly the Republican candidate got the exact amount of mail-in ballots when they needed. Crazy. Yeah, before you vote, answer the question, what is a woman? I think that the easiest way to fix our elections is saying you take a basic civics test. I don't care if you're a landowner, you're a man, you're a woman, you're a net taxpayer. Actually, I would like it to be net taxpayers only get to vote. But I think it'd be easier to say, whenever you go to cast your ballots, there'll be basic civics questions like, what state, if you're going to vote for Barack Obama, you should know what state he was a senator from, or even what position. Like, it would say, if you're voting for Barack Obama, is he a senator? Is he a congressman? Is he a business owner? Or is he a former vice president? Very, very simple question to answer. But if someone doesn't know the current position he's in or what his standings are, their vote shouldn't count. If you're voting based on pop culture, no. Yeah. Same day paper ballots. Yeah, exactly. Same day paper ballots. That fixes a lot of stuff. So if you ever have questions as to who won, there's same day paper ballots. They're watermarked. And you can easily go through and check their voter registration and check to see if they're actually a citizen, see if they're alive at the very least. Like, there should be ways that if you want to do a deep dive on an election, the losing party can pay for that audit, and then all of a sudden all the skepticism goes away overnight. Yeah, they gotta end those Dominion voting machines. I agree. Neps Pack says, Zohran Mamdani's campaign reminds me of the Simpsons episode, Trash of the Titans. Mamdani's basically running for the Homer's campaign slogan of, policies, can't someone else do it? No, it's just promises, I'll promise you everything. There's nothing in there. Let me just make sure nothing came through on Kick, because I honestly don't really know how that works. I see Yoda Unfent message me. I guess there's no super chats on Kick. There's only, what is it, 49 people watching over there. So I appreciate you guys over there. Oh yeah, Asobi. Let me hold on. Asobi, let me make you a moderator, because I know you're a moderator over on I need to enable payments. Oh, that's what it is. Because I make so little money over on Kick. Wait, how come I can only ban and time you out? I can favorite you. How do I give you a mod privileges? What? What do I? Gotta figure this out. Oh, mod. That's what I'll do. Okay. There it is. Okay, cool. That's how I did. I think I just modded you over there. Cool. Yeah, I made a mod. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. So I know you mod for Donuts channel. You don't gotta mod my chat, but if you want to, I just gave you abilities. But yeah, no, I'm not working on anything over on Kick as much. Thank you, Vlad Steen, for joining the Decoy Elite again, and also WTF saying, have you checked out Smart Growth America? Seems like a wild rabbit hole for rebranding of 15-minute cities. Oh, I bet you it is. They want us in the boxes. They want us eating the They want us eating the crickets. It's scary. Walkable cities. I live in a walkable city right now, but it's because, sad to say, it's not. I wasn't in the hood in LA. I have lived in the hood in LA, but I lived in a bad part of LA, and it was not much walkable. Where I live now is a bit more expensive, but it is walkable. But it's good because you pay for the privilege. Unfortunately, low rent Twitch, yeah. So just 49 people on Kick because I really don't advertise it. I think once I start only live streaming on @DecapDecoy, which I probably will next week. But if you're subscribed you can either watch the live streams coming forward only on DecapDecoy. Or only on, I'm trying to pull this up right now. No. Kick. That's where you could find me in the future. So Kick, DecapDecoy, that's probably where the live streams will be housed in the future. Mod Kaya make her own account? I mean, I would if I could. Yeah, you own nothing, you'll be happy. When I get the hat, no, the game is tonight, man. There's a game tonight at 5. The hat is from Culture Kings US. I have a affiliate link. Just look in the last video I had. There's an affiliate link. You can buy it over there. I get a small commission, but that's where the hat's from. I don't know what it's called because it's like Dodger hat, but it's a velvet hat. It's very specific, so you can find it on the last one. I'm never going to run for anything. I hate covering politics on social media. I would not want to live on there either. Decaf, yeah, here's the thing is Decaf is I'm live streaming both places, but once this video is done, the live stream's done, it'll be unlisted. You can't find this live stream on Decoy Voice. It'll only be on @DecapDecoy. I got this bat from Victus. That's surprisingly cheap. It's like this isn't the official aluminum metal bat. This is like a wiffle ball bat, but I mean, it's good. Good to get some swings in. Wouldn't do a watch party for the Dodger game because I'm pretty certain you'd get stricken for that. Buy you a Washington Nationals hat? I mean, what is that? Is that the W hat? I don't know. Yeah. All right, then. So I think we've been going for long enough. Yeah, almost 2 hours. So thanks for hanging out as long as you have. But for now, duck off.